Let's get her up. Oh yeah, there's definitely a center of gravity change for sure. Okay, first stick of flaps is out.
Flap elevator -6, flap elevator to flaps up.
Went into the trees. All right, catching back. All right, took the thing off my head. This is unfortunate. I wasn't expecting it to crash. Looks like it's mostly intact, only a couple small blemishes here and there. I mean, it was a cheap airplane, so I'm not really that worried about it. But let's take a look at it, see what I gotta fix. Yeah, the rudders are torn up, no big deal. Looks like it nosedived. Everything looks like it's mostly intact. Very little damage, all things considered. Hold it up so you guys can see it. Yeah, the rudders are busted, but the plane itself is in overall pretty decent shape. So, I mean, it's to be expected, unfortunately, when you go messing with the center of gravity. So we're gonna go ahead and take those weights out of the tail before we fly it again. That was unexpected. I thought I would have enough thrust to power out of that, but I guess not. Hey guys, welcome back. John here at Sin RC, taking up my Freewing F-35 with the Afterburner unit from 5280 RC, so helpfully provided by Larry. Great guy, makes awesome products. They're super cheap and very bright. We already flew this thing earlier. I just actually finished flying it now. I'm trying to be conservative with how much I record today, only because I'm basically, I only have one battery for this GoPro, and the other one just got delivered to my house, and of course I'm not home or anywhere even close to home currently. So I'm making do with what I can and using a charger attached to my head right now. I look absolutely ridiculous. Go ahead and fly this on a 5200 50C Z pack. I'm gonna turn my chest cam on so you guys can see what I'm up to as we get ready to take this awesome little bird. I wouldn't call it a big bird, it's definitely a little bird, up with the Afterburner unit now that it's getting a little darker out here. Okay, point this chest cam a little further down so you can see the moves. We're gonna take this back up with a 4000 pack as well, so you guys can see the differences in how it handles. It's definitely on the nose heavy side with this. Less nose heavy, but still nose heavy on the 4000. I unfortunately did crash the F-35 when I added weight to the tail. All it took was 1.5 ounces and it became totally uncontrollable and it went into those trees. And surprisingly, it looked almost like it never even happened, except for the rudders, they got messed up. Okay, let's move that wire up a little bit, get some takeoff thrust, and here we go. Unfortunately, you're going to hear frames being called constantly. That's signal quality that got introduced in the newest update to Airware on my iX20. I don't know how to turn it off yet. I've looked through the setup guide, looked through the whole thing, and I haven't figured it out. I'm going to have to get in contact with Horizon and figure out what's going on, guys. All right, check out that Afterburner. Look how bright that thing is. Look at the vertical performance on this plane.
8 minutes.
Hopefully the 5.3K resolution that you're seeing on my Hero 10 will actually make this a bit more interesting to watch. A little bit easier to see what's going on. Let's see if we can do a high-speed knife edge pass. A little bit closer to the ground than I normally do it.
Frame 17.
No, couldn't point it in the correct direction. That's okay. Turn her around and we'll just do a high-speed pass instead. Knife edge in this narrow area is kind of not the best idea on this jet.
Frames 23, frames 26. Frames 39.
Bring her up, make her do a proper tail slide. This plane is gray, the sky is gray. It is very easy to get disoriented right now. Let's make her go up and do a rudder flip.
23 frames 46.
Oh,
frames 48.
what I thought was going to be a rudder flip. You know, I haven't tried a couple of things on this plane yet. I haven't tried to see how it handles inverted high alpha. I know it doesn't do regular alpha very well. It actually seems to do okay and invert it. Look at that go.
Frames 56.
Hold on, I have an idea. I'm going to turn her around.
Frame Frames 88.
I'm holding the stick all the way up right now if you can't see.
22, frames 90.
Okay. I see that I can do it. God, it's getting hard to see.
Frames 92.
Good thing that Afterburner's on there to tell me which direction the plane's going.
22.26 volts.
Gotta step back here. Get her a little lower to the ground. It's actually doing an inverted alpha pass. Look at it go.
10 minutes.
That was actually really cool. I didn't think this plane would be able to do it.
22.24 volts.
That Afterburner Larry's got makes this so much easier to see, man. I keep saying it, but it's just true.
Frames 101.
I pulled out of it at the last second. I got a little squirrely. I think I'm running out of thrust. That's okay. Let's go ahead and do some touch and goes with this thing. Now that I've got it mostly dialed in.
Frames 100.
Whew. Waiting on my heart rate to come down a little bit.
22.87
Full flaps out now that the wings are level.
Frames 113.
Okay, there we go.
Frames 121. Frames 100. Hero.
Just do a go around. Couldn't get her to straighten out. A little bit of crosswind, and
Frames
I'm still
131.
kind of reeling from that inverted alpha pass over my
Gear
head.
down.
There we go.
22.87 volts. Flaps up. Gear up. Frames 100.
One touch and go.
Frames 100.
What is that going overhead? Oh, it's just a big sailplane looking thing.
144.
I think it's a Diamond, actually. Diamond DA7, I think they're called. I can't remember off the top of my head. Somebody in the comments probably knows.
11 minutes.
If I could remember the exact number, I would tell you. But I'm pretty sure it's a Diamond.
Frames 100. Frames 162.
Oh, that frames warning is getting so annoying.
93. Flaps up.
I need to make a landing tutorial on this model now that I've got it basically figured out.
Gear down. 21.83 volts.
Got enough to do a couple more touch and goes. Very fortunate the winds aren't too heavy today.
Full flaps.
It's one of the reasons why I came out, even though it's a little gloomy out here. It is nice to be able to fly in low wind conditions for a change.
Frames 179.
I guess you could call this the landing tutorial section of this video, showing off the
Frames 100.
Afterburner and
86.
all that fun stuff. I hope you guys don't mind the call outs. I'm going to turn them down even more. I can still hear it,
21.85 volts.
but you guys don't need to hear her saying frames over and over. It's just really obnoxious. At least to me it is.
Frames 109. Frames 201.
Control the descent with throttle.
Frames 200.
This is actually a really fun model. I think I've said the exact same words on the Maiden. I do mean it. I mean, this is not a plane that I'm paid to say sounds amazing. I had to pay for this out of pocket. And you guys know me enough by now to know that even if I was being paid to say something, it would be to... I would never accept a sponsorship where I had to not speak my mind about something.
17.
It actually settles into alpha really well.
24.
I had it doing a low-level high alpha pass over in the distance, of course. Let's make this a last landing. Level the wings out so we don't stall the wings as we pull the elevators. There we go.
Frames 22.
Flapper-ons all the way out.
Frames 247. Frames 257.
Spoilers up.
Flaps up.
I hate that patch of concrete over there, but what are you going to do? Touch down further or walk a little further out so I do touch down better. All right, guys, going back up with the F-35 that I've just recently repaired. If you've watched most of this video, you've already seen the beginning with the crash and me having to probably censor myself because I was a little annoyed with having made it so tail heavy. Let's go ahead and get this to initialize first. There we go. Turn the screen off. Let's check the center of gravity before we go any further here. Little nose heavy right there. I think we can move this pack back just a slight bit. I used to fly it shoved all the way to the back, but I realized that was actually getting very close to being tail heavy. This is one of those strange planes where, like, you can fly it shoved all the way back and it still is nose heavy, but if you go any further back, it actually becomes, like, almost uncontrollable. Could have also been that I was flying in high winds. Honestly, if I get ready to retire this plane, I might try it with the weight again, see how it goes. Let's go ahead and get the chest cam going so you guys can see what's going on. All right. Get the flaperons out, see if we can get it to do some inverted Harrier passes. Inverted high alpha is what we call it in the jet world, that is. Takeoff flaps kicked in, let's go. All right, I had to turn the transmitter down because the latest update to Airware is causing some weird issues. Oh, you know what? I forgot to connect the Afterburner. So let's go ahead and land it real quick and kick that in place. That was stupid of me. I need to put a big thing on there. It says remove or add before flight.
Frames 20. Frames 30. Frames 32. 24 point. Frames 33.
Okay, get rid of the flaps real quick. I want to save some of this battery power, although I should have remembered to plug the Afterburner unit back in. Sometimes I get so excited about what I'm planning to do, I forget to do basic checks like that. Level the wings, drop the flaps. That was an okay to poor landing at best, but I was basically just trying to get it on the ground so that I could turn it around and get that Afterburner plugged in. I still got plenty of power left, which is good. I did waste a good chunk of it though. Let's go ahead and get her taxi back here. Sorry about that, guys. That was a mistake on my part. I'm only human, still make mistakes like everybody else. As I like to say in this channel though, it's important that we learn from our mistakes. It's what makes you a better pilot. And in some cases, a better person. So, kill the throttle. Remember to open it back up and plug in the Afterburner unit. Again, this is the 5280 RC Afterburner from Larry. May just cut it here and start a new clip, but you guys can see my mistakes too. All right, we're gonna take off this way. That's much better. Get the gear out of the way. Okay, get her to slide around that turn. I'm sure you can hear her saying frames over and over, but that's not a big deal. Turn her down. Yeah, she's doing pretty good in the inverted alpha pass. I want to see how low I can get her without destroying the model. I mean, because I've only had it for like a month at best, maybe 2 weeks. So I'm not really interested in destroying it just yet, or at all really, but see what I can do here. But when I find something new that I can do, I want to do it, you know what I mean?
Frames 108. Frames 108.
It actually doesn't do bad at all with a little bit of stick input. I'm gonna get her turned around again and try it one more time.
Frames 113.
There we go. It does inverted alpha very well. I think I'm confident enough to get a little lower. Get some more thrust in here so we don't stall around this corner that we're turning here.
Frames 123.
Inverted alpha in an F-35. And thankfully, you can power out of it. Okay, I'm gonna walk over here and get a little closer to a space that I feel more comfortable doing it in.
Flight pack 21.47 volts.
It's so goofy. Still got enough power to do that one more time and then turn around and land. We're gonna turn and land left or right this time so we can avoid that nasty patch of concrete.
Frames 100, frames 155.
Got a little squirrely toward the end. It's so goofy that you can do this. This inverted alpha stuff I got inspired to do by Alejandro, who's also known as Airguardian on YouTube. Guy's a pretty good friend of mine. We're in a Facebook chat where we talk about aerodynamics and occasionally argue about other stuff. But if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be pushing myself as much as I am now. Okay, looks like we're gonna have to land right to left this time because the wind started kicking up. Okay, we do need to get this plane down and quickly. Starting to run out of power. These 4,000 packs don't last very long. It's quite unfortunate, but the reality of it and with how cold it is.
Frames 193. Frames 203.
Scrape the wing up a couple times. But what are you gonna do, right? So, some of you guys might say that's a good landing. In my opinion, that was a very bad landing. It's not one of those things that I should be doing. It's very easy to do in this plane, however, so take from that what you will. But the nice thing about this plane is it's built pretty well when it comes to this kind of stuff. Like if you look at where it hit on the wing, it's gonna be a scrape right here. The back of that was already messed up from, I think, from when it hit the trees. I needed to paint that over. So it just kind of scraped up that plastic there. So like in reality, it's not a big deal, but it does, I would like to think it does reflect poorly on my piloting skill. I think I could have done better than that. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the Afterburners. Again, those are from 5280 RC. It's cold out here, I can't talk. See you guys next time. Cheers.